BurgerTime on the NES. This is by far one of my favorite arcade games of all time. You play as Peter Pepper, a chef who makes giant burgers. Or maybe he's a tiny chef who makes average-sized burgers. Either way, the concept is simple. Complete every burger on the screen by walking over the length of each ingredient, while simultaneously avoiding the giant hot dogs, eggs, and pickles that are out to make you dead. That or go into some sort of epileptic seizure. I have no explanation for that. Now don't let this game's ridiculous concept throw you. This game is hard. I'm willing to say this arcade game's difficulty is amongst the hardest, up there with games like Robotron 2084 and Donkey Kong. I myself rarely see past level 3 when I play this game, and I play it frequently. Even most average players will have trouble getting past the first 2 levels. This game isn't like Pac-Man, where they give some of your enemies IQs equivalent to that of burnt toast. Each type of enemy has a relatively distinct plan of attack, and it is absolutely necessary to learn these tactics so you can use them to your advantage. Unless hot on your tail, hot dogs tend to take a ladder every time they encounter one. Eggs are always trying to find some way of cutting you off, and pickles tend to spend little time on ladders in order to catch you faster. Luckily, you won't encounter pickles until stage 3. Learning how to manipulate the tactics of your enemies is tough. However, the real difficulty presents itself in racking up points. The only way to score big points in this game is to kill the enemies on the screen. This can be done by dropping a burger ingredient on top of them, or by allowing an ingredient to fall while an enemy is walking across it, subsequently taking the enemy with them. The latter of these techniques is more preferred though, since an ingredient with an enemy on top of it will fall further down the board, allowing large chain reactions. These chain reactions inevitably lead to many killed enemies, which means big points. Using this technique unfortunately means you'll be running into some close calls, since you will have to wait for an enemy to get on your tail in order for them to be on the ingredient when it falls. The only thing you are armed to protect yourself with is a pepper shaker that can make an enemy momentarily harmless. However, these shakes of pepper are limited, and the only way you can regain them is by collecting the item that will appear near the center of the stage when a certain amount of points is reached. All these things put together make for a challenging yet extremely fun and addictive game. Now, the package does come with some setbacks, especially in this port of the game. In order to be able to go up a ladder or step off onto a platform, your character must be lined up almost pixel perfect. This is only a minor setback and can be mastered after playing the game a while, but it can make for some cheap kills that could have been avoided had the controls been ported properly from the original arcade. These control issues don't seem to happen as frequently in the ColecoVision port of the game, but since the ColecoVision doesn't appeal to as large an audience as the NES does, we'll stick to this port for now. Now for the ultimate decision. Would I recommend this game to anyone with an NES? Hell yeah, I do. Anyone who enjoys a good arcade game will definitely get a good couple hours worth out of this one. It's also a great game for quick breaks, since rounds normally last no longer than 10 minutes. The game is incredibly easy to find, and will normally run you no more than $3. I got my copy for $2 at a local pawn shop. If you do happen to own a ColecoVision, I sincerely suggest you pick up its port of BurgerTime. Although it will set you back a little more money, it is definitely the better port, and will be well worth it.